This calls meeting to order. What you want me to?
Oh, I'm saying that.
Prayer and the pledge.
Like Pavlov's dog.
We got a gavel, we can stand up.
I didn't do it. That's all right.
Roll call.
Here.
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 All present.
All right, there she is. Put the pen down.
And we'll wait.
Here.
Beginning of the minutes.
Here's the beginning of your minutes.
Just started.
Adam, there's one copy you guys can pass around that wouldn't print anymore.
Okay.
You want me to run it to the copier?
Here you go.
Oh, yes.
Austin, will you stand for the prayer?
I kicked this.
Ready? Kick the camera a little bit. Is it good? Let us pray, O Lord, that we who serve your people in public office may have your blessings and guidance on our deliberations and decisions, so that what we accomplish here this evening will be just and beneficial to the people whom we serve.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Just the one can pass it.
He would take a copy. Yeah, we'll have him in a minute.
Great.
Okay. Any petitions and communications? No petitions and communications? Okay. First I'd like to say, Jeff, you did a nice job on that car show the other day. That was real nice up there. Had a nice crowd.
Everything went well. Everything came together well.
Yeah, and a lot of people like that up there. So appreciate it. Thank you. I'll turn it over to Paul.
I'm ready. Couple more minutes. Number one, yeah, we continue patching. I know people are probably calling me saying, we patch these other roads. I got a call from the say one, hey, I don't care, come patch my road. I said, hey, we're going to be tearing your road up. Just put up with it. I actually talked to the guy. They probably won't be able to do any paving till maybe the third week of July, but I'm trying to get him in there to mill that out. And, that way the potholes are gone. Because in the contract it says something to the effect of 7 days after they're done milling, they have to actually pave. I said, I will waive that. I just need you here. I got off the phone with him today and I said, I need you here. I don't want to hear the third or fourth week of July. I need you here now. So we'll see what happens. But tell people to be patient. I know that they've tried to be, but I don't like to throw money away, taking $4,000 or $5,000 worth of hot patch and throwing it on those roads, and all of a sudden we just dig it right back up. So anyhow, that's where we're at with that. I think I covered both of them the same thing there. Yep, 1 and 2 has been taken care of. Got the bleachers. I think they're nice looking bleachers. It's people can move them around, so that you don't have to worry about having 2 or 3 people. And I think that they're adequate as far as, they'll serve their purpose down there. If I have to get more, I will get more. But we got enough benches and everything else down there to hold, to hold concerts, and plus people will bring their own chairs and whatever, and people will stand. So, but I still actually do have a grant in to try to get that repaid. It's a resubmit of a grant that they denied me last year, and I probably won't get it because I may have burned a few bridges after they didn't give it to me last year, but I'm going to give it another shot. So we'll see what happens. They gave all the money to elsewhere, as you guys know. They didn't give us a dime.
This year?
Last year.
Last year.
Still working on catch basins. The transfer of the property, we're getting really close, right?
Yeah,
Getting very close.
Ed just signed the deed for our part of it. We'll be closing. I'm thinking either the end of this week, first of next week.
The splash pad, we just talked about it before he came in here. It's inoperable, and I'm going to do everything I can to get that thing back and running. I think I told you that that thing is in pretty bad shape. It's a shame it's in pretty bad shape, but like I said, when I took this job, I don't like to just put a finger in the dike. I want to fix things. Right now, I'm going to put a Band-Aid on it, hopefully. If the pump is out, we'll get a new pump, put it in there, get it running. But I want to try to get that thing back to where it should be, where you got an eye sitting there, when people come in to use it, it turns on, it's automatically run, it's automated, and everything else. I don't know if I'll ever get there. I got a guy coming from Raindrop, which is the vendor. He's costing me $800 just to show up. And I'm gonna have him go in there and just see what the damage is, and see what we can do. I really would like to get that thing running like it should, because it shouldn't be running 24/7 like it does. It really shouldn't. Especially if there are little kids in the pool. That thing shouldn't even be on. So that's where we're at with it. I'll find out more tomorrow when those guys come and check out the motor and the pump. The road, talked about this already. The utility pole downtown, Vince Byers is going to take care of that for me.
Thank you.
Yeah. And we also have a leak detection company come in and Aqualine, and they identified 2 leaks, one of them major and one possible leak. So we're going to get on those. But after that, that's kind of all I got. Anybody, anything?
Where are they located?
Bob, when do?
One's on Union. I don't know what, I didn't get the major one's on Union, so we know. I think one's on Cemetery Lane too.
That water leak wasn't fixed up on
No, they couldn't find it yet. They haven't found it yet. No, they plated it when they dug, but they didn't fix it. So they're still looking for it. And George had a tree fall in his house last night or something, so he, he's kind of out of commission for a little while. I'd like to go to executive session after this is over too.
Yes.
Hey, it'll take us 3 minutes. Well, I
Bob,
don't know how long it'll take, but I'll take 3 minutes.
this time, Ernie,
Yeah, go ahead.
I'd like to make a request that we bring in an ordinance for the village administrator to apply for $500,000 to pave the road.
Tomorrow.
Didn't we already do that last time?
Tomorrow, yeah.
Did you, I don't,
We already did that
We
last
passed
time.
that ordinance.
I think it's in.
We had the
I think we had all the
emergency
ordinances in, I
readings.
think.
Oh,
no,
okay.
I think we did them all by emergency
You
last.
still need an ordinance to actually borrow the money.
Okay, that's a new one, okay, it's a new one.
Yeah, well, we don't have it yet, because I don't know, I need to know how much you're borrowing, what the rate
Okay.
is. You know, so we were gonna get together on that.
Yeah, I actually have the paperwork on it right now.
Okay.
I can show you, I don't have it right here with me, but
Okay.
as far as the rates that they were proposing and things
So
like
you won't
that.
need, if they're not gonna pay till July, you won't need it till the
Yeah,
next meeting anyway.
yeah.
You make a motion?
I made the motion. I made the motion.
That's the
To
water.
bring the borrow money, the 500,000, for paving the roads. Jack second.
Jack, okay.
Roll call, please.
Okay, Schutz?
Yes.
Peeler?
Yes.
Irvin?
Yes.
Fitzgerald?
Yes.
Herrick?
Yes.
Martell?
Yes. No 10%.
What?
No 10%.
What, as far as the interest rate?
Interest rates, yeah.
No. They're actually, it was actually pretty good. Interest rate.
10%.
Wish I could tie that at 0% interest.
Thank you,
I just can't do it.
We,
We just had a water
Okay,
line break
yes.
on all of them.
Minutes from last.
yeah, that's what I'm going to now.
Okay.
So let's go back to the approval of minutes.
That's what we missed. I knew we were missing something. Yes, to be too fast.
Everything look all right? We have a motion to adopt.
Let's wait on George. George gets through the fine tooth comb.
Yes, Adam.
Mayor, I move that we accept the minutes from the June 11th meeting as presented at this time.
Second.
Jack second.
Bertel,
Yes.
Herrick,
Yes.
Fitzgerald,
Yes.
Irvin,
Yeah. Yes.
Keeler,
Yes.
Schutz.
Yeah.
Under unfinished business on those meetings, number one, it does mention that there were 2 ordinances that need to be corrected by Ernie. I don't know if Jack has ever presented that information to him yet or not
He probably
to
did.
do so.
One of them was with the sewage, it was the CI instead of this,
Yeah, there was, what, non-union,
yeah.
right?
There was a
couple that needed cleaned up,
Non-union
so
needed
hopefully-
put it in.
He has
a
a
non-union for the position. I put in that, and then I don't know if that was one of the corrections or not. I know the CI, you stated that it was be the sewage, what did we say, the sewage? It should have been the CI, not the,
It should have been the capital improvement fund.
That's not a problem, because
Yeah.
all you're really saying is that that's where it's coming
Yeah,
from
yeah,
sewer
exactly.
money. So that
Yeah.
doesn't need changed. They're just gonna, you can pay it out of whatever you want to when the time comes to pay it.
Oh.
Does that need changed?
I just show them that that's minor, but yeah.
Oh, okay. I must have been typing so fast I couldn't.
And this one was supposed to have non-union added to it.
it looked like it was just part of the, you know,
Well, it actually covers right here when it says a position supervisory. Rather than just saying non-union, it just says a position supervisory, so that makes it non-union.
supervisory.
But, I mean, John would be considered a supervisory position too,
But
but
he's
he's
not
in the union.
exclusively supervisory.
Okay.
And that was done, they were in the union back from way back there. There's no distinction on an ordinance creating a fire chief. That distinguishes.
Okay.
Mr. Wilson, can we put that non-union in there now?
Sure.
Because I don't control the union.
No, we can put it in.
All right. Thank you.
Write that up. Thanks.
Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Huggins is not here. So work still. Ernie, anything from you?
No, other than what Bob just said, we got the deed signed, we'll be closing on the property down for the sewage plant. As soon as Port Authority's ready, as soon as they get all the paperwork.
You're back in action again. You feel hired?
Yeah. They'll find it.
Dolphin?
I hope. That's a good, probably a month away anyway.
Yes, Jack. Well, Mr. Huggins, we talked about earlier, next council, we were having a meeting for finances. We'd like to know if we could have the budget printout in our mailbox 3 or 4 days ahead of time. Can you tell him that?
I could tell him. Yeah.
Could you tell him to put it in the mailbox?
I'll tell him, yes, Jack.
Okay. Well, we like to look at it before we come into meetings, sit down.
Yeah, I understand that.
Some questions.
Thanks.
Yeah, sure. All right. Hi, Amy. Nice to see you.
Sorry, a little late.
Better late than never. Chief Sagan's not here. Chief Wright.
Yes. Quite a few things. First of all, status of the new squad. It's probably gonna be another month yet before we get in service. The insurance company had me get quotes for all the equipment, said they were gonna send me a check that amounted to almost $66,000. And then I'm waiting. The new squad's been here for almost a month already. And I called the insurance company repeatedly, and the adjuster told me that finally, after telling me that the check should have been here, then he calls me, he says, I'm sorry. He says, my boss is telling me now that we can't pay you off of quotes. We need actual invoices. So now my quotes are 5 months old, so now I gotta go back and get quotes again on everything to get approved for the amount so I can order the equipment.
How do you get invoices without paying?
Well, you have to have an invoice to pay, so, and I
Well,
told
I'm
him, I
saying,
said, how do I pay when the money's not in my account?
Yeah, how do you get invoices?
I mean,
without having
those
to pay
quotes
for
should
it?
be enough to get it.
So I think we need to check into this insurance company after this is all over with. So I called them and chewed them out a little bit, and she assures me that if I order the equipment and the companies will not ship the equipment, or will not give me an invoice without shipping the equipment. So as soon as they ship it, they're gonna email me the invoice, I will fax that or email it to the insurance company and we'll get a check out within that day.
Ernie, should you get involved in this?
So we can get it in our account.
I shouldn't have to, but we
Yeah.
may.
That's stupid on
I mean,
them.
that doesn't make any sense.
Otherwise, if they delay sending the check like they did for the building repairs for almost 2 months, we're gonna have late fees on all this equipment, $65,000. So,
I don't know
not
if
real
you,
happy with them.
You should sit
I'll
down
get
with him.
John. I'll sit down with John and
Look into this.
figure out where to go
John, let me
next.
ask you one question though. Are new ones covered by insurance now, right?
Yes.
Because I notice you guys are taking out on calls once in a while. Is there a reason for that?
Just if we were out with it, getting a radio put in, something like that, or if we were on station, they needed additional personnel on scene instead of taking a fire truck, another vehicle with emergency lights, because the 99, the little white pickup truck, it was broke down. It's the only other vehicle with emergency lights. It was only used for personnel to go to
Because
scene.
people
That's
see it
all.
and they're asking if it's on, if you got the
Yeah.
new ones that work.
No, it was just
No,
used
it
for
should be-
getting personnel to scene. That's all. Status of the hiring a full-timer, Mayor and I decided on Todd Morris. He lives in town. He's 37 years old. He's been with us about 6 years now. He owns a home up on Edward Street. So the mayor agreed we will put him on. He already had his physical and everything Monday. Should have all the paperwork back by tomorrow, and see if the mayor can swear him in on Thursday evening and get him on Friday on the schedule, which ease up the overtime. Speaking of overtime, we need to have some soon to get out to do the property maintenance, which is another reason I want to go in executive session to discuss personnel when we're done here. I'd like to thank Cal Moffitt. We had an issue with our main computer in the station. It was shutting down, locking up on us, so we had no choice but to go buy a new one. He found a new one for us at a very good price, and he spent his entire weekend here. He put 20 plus hours in setting up that computer and getting it working right with the programs we had transferred from the other one. And he only put in for probably 6 hours of overtime, and he put well over 20 hours in. So I'd like to thank him for his efforts, and also his son came down and assisted. Status of the workman's comp grant for the power load cots. They assure me that we're going to get the grant. Gentleman came down to assist me online with the application. So should know here, but it's going to take probably 12 weeks to get approved. So waiting on that. And that's all I have. Again, I'd like to request executive session afterwards for personnel.
Anybody got any questions for Chief Wright?
Johnny, where are we at as far as, you can sit down, I'll stand back up.
Probably just
Where are we at on billing?
moving along, we just had a real good amount of money come back in. I think the check was I think it was like $15,000 for last month. And I've had a ton of invoices coming in from MCA, so next month should be a very good month.
So you're doing it? Or is Jim doing it?
Jim's sending them out. When I do the other end when it comes back in,
Wow.
separating everything, make sure the money's transferred. Anything comes direct to us, I deposit the money and fax the copy to MCA. So they can add it to the computer.
Thank you.
I have a few. I sent you a picture this morning of a house on Peeler. You're going to get to that one.
Yes.
It was pretty bad. Last time, I think it was the last meeting you were here, you were telling us about 3 houses that didn't have running water but had people in them.
Yes,
Is that still the situation?
yes. And I checked with Ernie and he said, go through the health department first. I made a phone call to them, waiting to hear back from them. What can be done with that? I'm sure they're gonna put it back on us.
Really? Is that how that works?
I thought that they would issue a citation.
Yeah, I thought that's how that worked. That's why I was asking.
According to property maintenance.
Really?
Yeah, we can.
So what do you gotta do, then you just
We just
issue a
authorize on
citation?
them. Yeah. I mean, probably send them a notice first, which is gonna cause a problem with the one up on Hellock. It's the one that tried to sue the village already. So that one's gonna get ugly, I guarantee it.
Trust me.
I made sure I told him Bob Smith was behind it.
Yeah, no doubt.
All right, any more questions for Chief Wright? All right, thanks, John.
One last thing, I'd like to recognize Zena. What's Zena's last name, Jody?
Van Horn.
Van Horn, one of our explorers. She was recognized going to a national program through JVS. She finished top in the class. I think we ought to have a resolution or something to recognize her at the next meeting.
She's going to nursing
So I'll
school to
get
be an
together with
RN
Ernie
in
and give that
Waynesburg.
information.
Good creeper. She's a good creeper.
Yes, she is.
Our Explorers donated $500 towards her fees, and she went to work
Kentucky, yeah. She'll be there
super nice young
for
girl.
3 days.
But I
in
think we need to
training.
bring her in next meeting and recognize her for that.
All right, thank you, John.
Thank you.
As Bob said, George isn't here, he's busy. And Kyle, do you have anything?
Yes, Mayor. I didn't practice or write anything down, so I'm going to muddle through this. There's a lot going on at the plant. Last night, we had 1.5 inches of rain in Mingo. I spent a lot of time down there. Well, the problem was, we're in the process of rebuilding the ditch. This picture here, if you don't mind passing it around, this is what was completed today. At 6 o'clock this morning, there was 5 foot of water in this. John Wall and I got all the water out of it and cleaned it before the guys showed up at 8 o'clock, and they fixed that. I've been up for 22 hours. But this part of the project's done. The big part's left. They said it'll be done by the end of the week. And then this ditch will be completed.
So both of them are pretty much,
Yes.
Done.
Yeah. The next thing I wanted to talk about, the mayor heard, I had to call Bob, I had to call the fire department, I had a chlorine leak. I had a chlorine leak when we were running the plant. There's a little tube's got a ball in it. It tells you how much chlorine you're feeding. Okay? If the ball settles down to the bottom, it says you're out of chlorine. Our scales that we have didn't work. So I went by the ball, and it's moving. It turned out that the bottle was empty. It was empty because the mechanism on top of the bottle had cracked in the back, and it was sucking in air. So, once we figured out the bottle was empty, we went and put a new bottle on. When we put the new bottle on and turned it on, here come the chlorine. I followed procedure. I called him. He called the hazmat team. John Wall and I followed protocol. We contained it. We shut it off. Hazmat did not have to show up because it wasn't an emergency anymore. Then we called the right people in to take care of it to get it all straightened back around again. The reason I'm bringing all this up is because this picture right here is the new set of scales. The old set of scales haven't worked in 5 or 6 years. Now I have a new set of scales. No matter what the whole place does, that set of scales will tell me that tank's empty. No matter what. This is actually what the console looks like. And I'll show you that one of them has 11 pounds, the other one has 148. They're 150-pound cylinders. So one's brand new, it hasn't been used, the other one's almost empty. What's nice about this scale is, on a Friday afternoon, I never knew how much chlorine was left in that tank because I couldn't tell. I would come out Saturday morning and it had been off for maybe 4 or 5 hours. Well, that means you're busting a permit. So we would change and get it up and going again. Well, now, a Friday afternoon, I look and I see I got 7 pounds left. I'll charge another bottle and we won't have that problem more. That's an improvement that I'm proud of, and it's a safety thing that we had to do. That's the main reason I took the pictures, but that was something that had to be done. But John can vouch for me. I followed the procedure to the letter. I notified Bob, told Bob what was going on step by step all the way through. Had no problems. It didn't hit the news. We did it all in-house, so I want to thank him for helping me. That's about it. As far as the computer stuff, I'll just skip right into, Mayor, with your permission, I'll just skip right into the IT stuff. The billing that he was talking about was one of the programs that we had to set up on the new computer, which meant call the tech people, the IT people from that company, and they had me install it into the new computer. The problem I ran into was the Ben Payroll was a Apple-based program on a, they call it Well, anyway, this computer had a little computer built into it to run the Apple system. Once that computer went down and I tried to transfer the Apple stuff to the new computer, it wanted keys and codes and all kinds of stuff. I couldn't do it. 87 was the year that program was installed in that computer. They have been bought and using it all along. Well, the whole fire department is used to this program to do bid payroll. So I created in Microsoft Excel a duplicate of that program in Microsoft Excel. So everything's exactly the same, got it up and running, and there's just one little thing about how you save the programs now. And we can actually edit it. They couldn't even edit the old one. Now we can edit and everything else. And it took me 4 hours on one day. Actually, like he said, I guess I'm done. Thank you, Mayor.
Yes.
I have a question. If I heard you right, Cal,
Sir?
if I heard you right, you said you removed the bottle, put a new bottle in, and you had a chlorine leak.
Yes,
Well, you guys were in that building with a chlorine leak.
one was.
One was.
One was.
Did you have a mask on?
No,
Why?
we're not required to.
No. Do
No,
we have masks down there?
no,
No?
no,
We don't have no masks down there?
no, sir.
How come we don't have no masks down there?
The masks that were down there were expired, so what we were doing was utilizing ours.
You have no 401s down
So if you go down there and we're gonna set a bunker gear because of a chlorine leak, which is minor, you know,
Well, we usually just wear our uniform and put it on, which is normal procedure for any plant to wear. Which I don't understand myself why their policy, not just yours, anywhere. The policy nationwide is to go in, change the bottle. If there's an incident, the second person is to put the mask on. Actually, I think you're supposed to have 2 other people, and that's why they were no longer doing it themselves. Yeah, I don't understand why the policy isn't to have a mask on in the beginning, but
Yeah, chlorine's deadly.
yeah.
He's on,
But
when
I
I do
check
it, he's on
policies everywhere, Steubenville, the county, nationwide. I mean, it's the same thing. You don't have a mask on in the beginning.
I don't know if we have a policy in
do
place.
we have a policy in place?
standby. But I can interject a little bit. In order for me to wear and do the procedure with the mask, I'm supposed to be trained on it. In order to wear it, I have to have a physical to say I'm allowed to wear it. None of that's been followed through. My beard's not an issue until I get trained or until a procedure is in effect by council of, you gotta follow this stuff. What I worked out with Mr. Wright is when it's time to change a bottle, I call you. I'm going right now, I'm going in there. One guy's inside, one guy's outside. If something happens, I call 911. That's my obligation.
Yeah, and the reason we weren't there that day, we were out on an emergency call.
That's what I'm getting at. You're going in that room, the
Yeah,
other guy's standing outside with no mask on. If you go down, well, who's gonna get you out of there?
Nobody.
Nobody. That's,
A problem.
that is a bad problem.
I don't understand that. There's not a 401 down in the wastewater treatment with confined space and all that. You have no 401s down there.
What's a 401?
Mask.
No, I'm telling you what mask.
SCBA?
SCBA 401.
We started the
Are
procedure.
we violating anything right now?
Yes.
We started the
No, wait a minute.
procedure.
Are we violating anything right now?
No.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. You might be saying yes, but we might not be.
Well, then he can't,
I don't know the
go in that
rules. I
room.
don't know
The mask and kid, the
Huh?
mask and.
They can't go in that room.
Well, I wouldn't think that you would ever go in the room
With chlorine
without,
coming out.
without a mask. I mean, because like you said, you go down and the other guy doesn't even have a mask, you're done.
The 2 masks that they have down are expired. And that's another reason why we
They
didn't
were
have
expired.
signs.
I was told to
Let's look into this. Let's get a procedure.
We're on a
safety
safety
committee.
We're on a safety
Yeah.
committee.
Yes.
Yeah.
And because I can tell you a short story what happened to me when I ran a pool. I had a chlorine leak.
We
I
talked
put my
about
shirt over my face.
Yeah, bad
It didn't help a bit.
Fisher asked me
I
about
come out.
Yeah.
They had to come and get me, take me to the hospital. Even I thought I'm gonna go in with the shirt over my nose and everything. That didn't work.
I'm on vacation next week, so if we want to meet, we need to do it this week.
Yes.
I mean, that's where
Test in Ohio.
to
I don't know if
fix
Chris Wallace
something.
or
We want to do
if
it
they
quick,
have
because
to have
otherwise
them
I'm not going to be
present.
back
I don't
until
know.
July
But
8th.
yours were expired. The reason why you went to us.
Well, I know that for a fact.
Hold up, Bob, hold up.
Time out, what's going on? What's everybody hollering back there for?
Wanted something to say. Hold up.
I think we should schedule a safety
safety
meeting as soon as
meeting.
possible. You know, we have money down at storage plant to buy masks.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we could do whatever it takes. I don't care what it
Same
takes.
with the waterworks.
You know,
When it comes to
if
safety, especially dealing with
we
quarries,
need
we
to have that-
do not
we need to
skip.
have that in place, and he needs to get trained on this, or what else, we can do that.
I
We
just
can
don't
do
want, I just don't want to read in the newspaper, we got a dead guy.
I mean,
laying on the board out here.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
All
I know.
right, Jody, schedule a safety committee meeting,
This week,
whenever.
you guys available Thursday,
What time?
6?
In the morning?
And do you want Cal to be here? Or do you want, who do you want to be here? Just you guys?
Just us.
Okay.
I have a procedure clipboard down in the chlorine room that explains step by step how to change the bottles, what to do. If an accident happens, what to do. Here's the numbers. I want you to understand, this is exactly how it happened. This is no pull. John's inside, I'm outside. There's a little bottle of ammonia. When you fire something up and open it, you take that little ball of ammonia and you go around, and if it's a leak, it's going to smoke. It's going to tell you got a leak, right? So John cranks it open, he takes the ball, he puts it down, it's smoking, right? What's John do? What he was trained to do. He hit the bottle and shut it off. Then he came out of the room. That's exactly what happened. There wasn't an accident, there wasn't an incident, but because I'm the chief operator, I was obligated to call him and tell him I just had a chlorine leak. I'm not hiding nothing. I could have just jumped it under the
I don't
table.
think that is the issue here, Cal, whatsoever. That's
But
not
the
the issue here
protocol-
whatsoever. The issue here is, if you go in there and you don't have a mask on and you get nailed, you're done. That's the issue here. We're not talking about what you did. I think you did everything correct. You don't have to defend yourself, you did
I
everything.
have all the
We don't want to
literature.
lose you.
I have all the literature, but I'm not required to wear the mask,
I understand.
period.
If you would, the procedures that you have, take a picture and text it to me so we can go over them
I'll just bring
at
coffee.
the safety
I
meeting.
have everything.
So
This
safety
is a
meeting
can-
is.
this
So
is all
Thursday, the 27th, Amy, it's 6 p.m.
So, hell, I don't know, I'll be here. I don't know, talk to myself.
Would you
No,
rather
that's not-
Wednesday? Does
no.
Wednesday work better, or
No.
Friday?
No.
Well, I'm leaving Saturday
Friday night,
morning.
what's
and
the
then-
Question whether we have that mask on there and what else is gonna go on. That's
Safety,
what we're questioning.
6 o'clock.
Yeah,
I wasn't aware of that. I wasn't aware.
Thursday.
Because I remember we went over this mask thing a while back.
All right, thank you, Kyle. Safety meeting, 6 o'clock on Thursday.
The 27th.
Yep. All right. Committee, Finance, July 9th. That's when the finance meeting will be.
6 o'clock.
Yes, George.
Just one little thing of note for everybody. We've been kind of waiting around for the Ohio checkbook to kind of get on running and stuff like that. Our two previous contacts both no longer work for the treasurer's office. They've moved up in the game. One works for the Department of Commerce in D.C. now. The other one is actually the communications person for the Ohio Republican Party now. So they both did interesting things. But anyway, I contacted a new person who I'll give this information to Jags and Kim to look into. But the lady I talked to, who is overseeing us in this information now, told me she's received nothing from us. No data from us.
Well, we've been talking
And it's
about this.
been 2 years in the process now, and this was an early stage issue that I was told we corrected. But I don't know if the issue is on our end or if it's a technical end as far as software and data output and input. I'm not quite sure. So I got to get a hold of Kim and see what she has on record and what Jax has on record, because I heard some things, but those weren't quite the right things. So I got to see what's going on here. But that's where things stand as far as that process is right now, and I hope to have more information at the next time we meet about where this stands. But that's the update.
Thank you, George. Adam, anything on ordinance?
I don't believe we have any for tonight. Our past meeting, we passed 3 or 4 all as emergency. So tonight we have none to read, Mayor.
Thank you. Jody, anything else on safety?
Nope, other than the meeting we just scheduled. Oh, wait, no, I take that back, sorry. The pool. Had the opportunity to be up there, and we have a couple of issues up on top. There's a hole in the pavement over on the side towards the stage, down by the sink. It's probably up about 3 feet. There's actually a nice sized little hole that you can see the bottom of the pool in. Somebody's foot's gonna, it's actually bigger than, I mean, like I could almost put my
Down by
foot
the
down in
stage?
it. No, it's on the, over by the sink.
Oh, okay.
It's,
Oh, I know exactly what
Can we
You
find
can
these
see
things?
the
When did you
old
guys find
hole.
these things? Let me ask you when you found these things.
I found that at Deidre Berkey's daughter's graduation
You
party.
guys find these things, let me know soon, and then I can have somebody look at it. That way we don't have to do it here, I can
Right.
get it taken care of.
I think we need some highway.
Just outside?
Yeah, it's on the outside.
We need
It's
some highway signs.
close to the sink.
Highway
Up a
stuff.
little
Burdock, it says no semis.
On the outside, though.
Had
On
to
the
go
outside.
slide back
Inside
onto
where
the
the sinks
highway
are?
today.
No, it's on the outside in the parking lot.
Wow.
And then the only other thing
Went
there
across the
is,
bridge with the-
I'm concerned about inside the cement. There's about 1.5 inches, and this is down by the sink on the inside of the shelter house, where the
The main
first
shelter
thing of
house, right?
cement, yeah, the big shelter house. It's like 1.5 inches. That's just a big tripping. I don't know if the concrete settled or, but that's enough to trip somebody on community days, and we don't want that.
I won't get fixed before then, but we'll look at
We'll
it.
get some blacktop, so we can that. I'll talk to Tim.
Okay.
Anything
And
else,
that's all
Jody?
for safety. And thank you for looking at the box and the rope and,
Bobby,
Yeah,
things
Bobby.
went down, yeah. Okay, Jack, anything on service?
No, Mayor, I have nothing on service.
Adam, anything on this, street lights, curbs, sidewalks, anything?
No, nothing. I mentioned to Bob last week about, it's not really a sidewalk or the curb, but it's the kind of the running parallel with Woodlawn across from Jags's apartment. It's kind of, there's still one section of open ditch there. I think it would need about one more stick of pipe, and then it could be basically filled in. With all the rain and everything and all the sediment from the road from that being chip and sealed, you know, that was basically plugged up. There was a lot of rain. We were getting standing water. I went down there with my shovel and kind of freed things up to where at least it was flowing before that rain we got yesterday. I think.
I'll get Tim on that. I think we
Luckily.
could discuss.
Yeah, he put that one section in before that has kind
Yeah.
of like that real fine gravel. Then it's
Yeah.
just one more section of pipe and it should be basically done. You know, we can cover that
We
over.
talked
and-
about it. Okay,
Yeah.
maybe he, okay.
But other than that, I don't know. I'll have to talk to Jags and see. He does his weekly street light check. You know, to see if he has anything. But I don't have anything to report
All
now.
right, thank you. George, anything on water and sewage?
Yeah, one thing. We had a Jefferson County Utility Partnership meeting, just a little brief one, about organizing that a little bit. In order for me to represent you in the village, I need a little letter typed up, just signifying that I represent. That's all. Yeah. And nothing else really mentioned about that.
Judy,
Really, really basic, generic.
Okay.
Something in writing.
Jack, anything on recreation?
Yeah, I got a couple things, Mayor. The first thing is, it's not recreation, just this is from me. Effective 6/12/19, there's a certain lady's not working for the park anymore, so if you got any concerns next time, please come see me, but she's not working here anymore, so don't worry about her. Second thing is, someone's removing the recycling stuff away out of the garbage cans at the park. I catch him, I'll break his legs. I got recycling bins up there,
Who's doing that?
and they're taking the recycling stuff and stealing it. I can't catch them. I try to catch them on tape, but I can't find them.
You can't,
I know what it is, but I can't prove it. And he stole, we had 2 bags up there hid from the night of races.
yeah.
They took them, and they took the ones out of the bin. Come on, really, if you need things that bad, you know, that's a
You
shame.
know who it is, Jack?
Yeah, I know who it is, yeah, but I can't prove it, so.
Well, we don't have him on, I mean, do we
I
have him on?
can't get them on, I don't know how to access the tape.
Okay, well, let me know, because I can access the tape. We just have an idea.
All right. Second thing is we had a meeting at the park, me, Adam, and Satch. We talked over a free swim day on July 16th. We have no problem with it. You're gonna rent that park?
Yeah, I'll pay the fee and
Yeah,
everything.
you gotta pay the fees. We have no problem with that. Certain people do, we don't.
Yeah, the manager at the park said everything would work, it's gonna work out.
As long as you take care of the bills and everything else, and where you have the food at, you have any idea?
I'll just have it at the shelter house, and I'll take my trailer and have it there.
You wanna move it down below, down where it's close to the pool?
Well, I need that 220 plug to make funnel cakes and
Oh,
stuff.
okay.
We're gonna give away that stuff
Alright.
again, so.
Okay.
Will be taking care of all the, like wages for the night, or did you address security as well, or? Working on that?
I'm gonna get a couple, I'm gonna try to get my brother-in-law to give me a couple security guards, I think.
That is Thursday.
It's
There's
on
some sort
a
of security
Tuesday.
presence.
Oh, Tuesday.
Tuesday, July 16th. What we thought, we talked to the girl, she was there too, she runs a pool. Since it's $150 for 2 hours for one lifeguard, 2 lifeguards.
Yeah, it's
If you're
gonna be
gonna have that-
500 for.
Right, whatever it is, yes.
Yeah.
And you gotta take care of security.
Right.
So you take care with her, and we have no problem at all with that. Did you, right, Adam, Mike? We have no
No.
problem at all.
Yep, no,
Okay.
I will. Thank you for
We
that.
had a meeting with Community Day people. We just asked them for what they're gonna do, an outline. They're supposed to get back to us. I asked you a question and I probably started a pissing match, but I could care less. Somebody approached me, a couple of bars approached me about having their liquor up there. If they would be allowed to sell liquor up there. Well, they don't want it. They don't want you up there, so whoever it is asked me, I'll reply to them. They don't want you up there. They're gonna sell beer. And that's the answer you got, same as I did? They're gonna sell beer.
I don't think they want liquor for the problems that come with it.
No.
And then they
Beer.
also
I'm talking
have-
about liquor, beer, not whiskey, beer.
Beer. Well, they have to buy insurance. They have to pay for that insurance.
I understand that. But we took community days out of downtown and put it up there, and these people are not, getting the benefits out of
Most of the people,
it.
they could, like Drew could cook food. That's where a lot of his money came from community days. He did a lot with food.
Along with beer too,
I'm sure.
a lot.
But the thing about community days, a lot of people stayed in the bars. Up there, everybody's out and enjoying what's going on.
Well, I was always, we told, again, this is going about the kids, but the beer's a big issue about it. It's for the kids. I'm done there.
Yeah, I don't think the beer's the issue. It's what they have to pay for the insurance.
Anyhow,
Anything else?
yeah, I had ordered all new cabinets for the bathrooms, toilet paper holders and paper towel holders. I got no keys. I can't put toilet paper in nothing I can't get in. I have no keys for them. So order new ones. They was here today. I'll go pick them up and I'll install them. You hear me? I'll install them. I'll take the old ones out. They're the key. There's no keys for them. I don't know where the keys at for
There's a
the.
plastic key, right?
Yeah, it looks like a saw.
I know what they are, yeah. They sure.
And no keys. No one's got them. No one's got keys.
No.
What did we do from first, when we opened until
They're
now?
not inside the product, are
What I did, I laid toilet paper out up there. Because somebody said they had keys, but no one's got keys, so I ordered
No
them.
knife won't fit in there
Huh?
and turn out or anything, right? We're talking about the keys for.
Keys to open up the containers.
The containers.
To put toilet paper in, to put paper towels in. There is no keys. No one's got them. So, we got
Yeah,
no ones.
I wouldn't even have a clue what they could be.
Okay. Well, anyhow, I've been setting toilet paper out and paper towels out. People have been using. They've been real nice. I stop every night. Somebody has something, I ask them if they need anything. No problems.
I got a question. We have electric in them bathrooms, right?
Yes.
Why don't we just put little hand dryers in there? They're real cheap now.
The blowers?
And the little blowers. They're 110. They do the job.
I know a lot about them, but I know what you're talking about.
Would they be good through the winter when there's
Yeah.
no heat or anything in
They're
there?
They're
I
like a
mean,
blue light when you put your hand underneath them, I can see kids that are poking shit in them,
Yeah.
and Yeah.
No, the ones that are just like the, I don't know what they're.
Accelerator.
No, those are expensive. The Dysons, those are too expensive. Those, the ones you see on eBay, they're like little cheapy. I've seen them at like the gym and, you know.
There's one up on the golf course, you turn your hand, the light turns blue.
Oh, yeah, those
Yeah,
are
below
fancy.
there.
Those are probably fancy
Yeah,
ones. I
yeah,
can see
well.
where they at, but
Are you gonna start installing them, Jack, in?
Yeah, I'll put them in, yeah.
Alright.
That's all I have.
Anything else? Alright, thank you. Jody, anything on health and pension?
Nope, I will be calling Frank probably next month to start the process all over again.
Alright. Jeff, anything senior citizens?
nothing.
Alright, thank you. Adam, anything on annexation?
No report, Mayor.
Economic development, George?
No report this time, Mayor.
Alright. Adam, anything on rules committee?
We did have a meeting this evening, preceding this regular session, just to kind of talk about, you know, what our expectations are, what we're looking to achieve, you know, as far as that committee is concerned. We did address a few things out of the example from Wintersville that Jody Lynn had presented a while back. We did also come up with one idea that they use, you know, about the scheduled meetings that we thought we wouldn't mind going towards is during the summer months going down to one meeting a month for council. That's June, July, and August, going down to one meeting, and then still having all our, you know, if we need committee meetings or anything like that, still having those, or if we need to get together as a council, we could always schedule a meeting, you know, if something needs to get done or passed. But, you know, just due to the nature of the season, you know, everyone's on vacations and things like that, we're past the initial budget, you know, passing time, and things kind of slow down a bit. We thought that might be something that we could adopt, you know, sooner rather than later, as far as going to the one meeting a month. I know we're already heading into July, but I didn't know if someone, as soon as tonight, wanted to make a motion for that we could do.
July and August.
Yeah, for July and August, you know, go
Of
to one
this
meeting
year,
a month.
Mayor, this year, July and August,
Yeah.
at one meeting.
Yes, George.
I think this is just my thought for this. As far as an idea in general, going to one meeting a month for these 3 months in the summertime, I think is a good idea. I'm generally in favor of it. Yet for this year, I think it's a little bit of an early notice, too
Right.
short of notice. I think it's been better if we would have had like a, you know, many months ahead notice type thing. Maybe people already have things planned, and specify if we change a few dates around and times and such. So I don't think it would be prudent to change it now for July and August. For future years, I'm in favor of it, though, generally speaking. That's just where I stand.
It's fine with me as well. Something we can keep noted and put on the you know, agenda for as we plan for next year, and as we make changes, that might be something we can put in, you know, to start January 1, that we know, you know, we can expect it as well as the public can expect it as well, and give a little bit more of a notice on that. Another thing that we had mentioned, Mayor, was one of the rules that they cite in their examples is just their general order of business for their council meetings. And the last number on that, well, right before adjournment, they have something that just says payment of bills. What it is the council would be presented with basically almost like a check log or a list of purchase orders that were recently paid, just so we kind of have a heads up on, you know, what was paid, what went out, just so we're, you know, if anyone has a question on any certain expense, you know, they can have it answered. But, you know, it's just kind of like a courtesy, and we thought about talking to Jags about that to see if there's something simple he could do, just kind of run a quick report and pull it off and hand it to us, you know, once a month, you know, that we can kind of look at just to see, and go from there. That was another one. We'll have to get with Jags on that to see, but we do talk about bringing together, like using this as a template and bringing together some of the rules that we like. We understand a lot of this language comes right out of Ohio Revised Code, so we want to pull some of that information together. We would like to schedule another meeting for the Rules of Council Committee on the 23rd of July, which will be at 6 o'clock. That's right before the second council meeting for that month. July 23rd at 6 o'clock. We'll meet again, all of council, to discuss the rules of council and start matching up some of these with the Ohio Revised Code and really start putting together a framework for the actual kind of rules of council little reference that we're aiming for. So I'll get with Jags and we can ask him about the check log to see what our limitations are, if we have software limitations or what. But it should be pretty easy to for him to materialize. And then George said he'll bring his computer next time we'll pull up the Ohio Revised Code and just start matching up some of the language and really putting something together here. So try to make some progress with this committee a little bit.
All right.
But that's all
Thank
for
you.
tonight. Again, July 23rd at 6 o'clock will be the next.
Okay. now-
Excuse me for that.
that?
You excuse me from that. I don't wanna be
Say
there. Nothing,
something.
I'll be in the beach.
Oh,
I told
okay.
me, excuse me.
All right. No, anything, buddy, from the audience have anything? Fred? You have anything?
What, for the city or the,
As a citizen of Mingo, do you have
Good
anything?
order.
Mingo?
Stand
Yeah,
up
the
and
red light down here at, Ravine.
Stand up. Your name.
Everybody speeds when that thing turns green. Believe me, they don't want to sit there.
Speed when it turns yellow.
Well, I know just what's going on down there.
The thing's so long.
They step on it, but they get through that light before it turns red. And
I don't want to get in that box at all.
Yeah, both is
I'm
working.
telling you,
Still
folks,
limit.
I
you
know
don't
exactly
cross
what
that
you're talking
street.
about, and I talked to Timmy. I don't want to get in that box at all and try to adjust those. I
Yeah,
really don't.
well,
Because inevitably something happens when you touch that box. I'm hoping it gets hit by lightning. Okay, I insured it so it would get hit by lightning.
Let me tell you a little history on this. For 2 months, we didn't have that light working. It was flashing red on all sides.
For 2 months.
Everybody stopped. Ravine, they come down Ravine, they stopped, stuck their nose out with their car a little bit, looked that way, went. For 2 months, no accidents. And I'm right. That red light just flashed red. I can't understand why we can't do that again. Give it a test. Just a test.
There's a lot of near accidents
Just
because
a
the
test.
cars come down off the
It is.
Sinclair so
Yeah.
fast. If
No,
you're coming off a
okay,
ravine.
now you would cut these speeders down.
That's where the problem is coming down.
Yeah.
You would cut them down because they'd have to stop for the red light.
Well, first of all, if you got to sneak out there
I'm-
by the
It
old bar,
it worked for
and
2
somebody's
months.
coming down,
It worked, I'm serious, it worked, even coming down that.
and it
from
was
the
never
church.
off for 2 months, and there's not a
For
lot
2
in here.
months, no accident, that's 60 days, no accidents. Now listen, then the other day, we had a tractor and trailer go up Ravine. Got stuck up her for an hour. If the ambulance had to go up her, you would never made it.
You know, things happen.
Yeah, but there should be a sign, there should be a sign, no tractor and trailer to the right.
There's tractors and trailers
Their
that go up
UPS
Morrow's Hill and get
Their
stuck.
booty call is sending them down here because
Because
this
GPS
is,
tells them to go that way.
commercial is Route 7. And that, sending them down there, do you? Hey, you guys relax, yeah, I'm serious, it'll be a problem.
Well, first of all, like I said, as long as I've been here, that light's never blinking for 2 months. I want to tell you that
I'll
right
tell
now.
you, it did blink for not 2 months straight, 1 month to 2, yeah.
We'll look into it, Fred.
Hey, I'll swear to the Bible, put the Bible up and I'll swear.
Okay, thank you, Fred.
I got the Bible. Jesus.
Right there.
You got the
Kyle, you have
Bible.
anything? Kyle, you have anything?
How can I fight with you with the Bible?
Amy, do you have anything?
You guys are gonna have Mark back for a while.
Oh, is that right?
Just for a while.
Darn.
Yes. Our Brooke County reporter left,
Oh, okay.
and I told Jeff that I don't know where they came up with this idea, but Mark Law lives in Wellsburg, but he's gonna cover Mingo. I live in Mingo, but I'm gonna cover Wellsburg.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense.
Hey, we don't have to make sense.
Mark
We're
just
just
likes
the
to get
news.
down there and sit.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, so while we get it, and if anybody knows anybody looking for, low pay and long hours,
Send them your way.
Thanks for what you do for us, too. Thank you, appreciate it.
But if you need anything, certainly let me know. I'm still, technically, you're still mine.
All right, thanks.
I think Tammy had something for Kyle. Did you talk to him?
Oh, the laptop?
Yeah.
Not yet. I was gonna catch him after.
Okay. Make sure.
Shannon, do you have anything? Okay, Harry, do you have anything?
Thanks, Judy.
You're welcome.
Now, if we have a motion to go in executive session?
I
Wait.
make a motion to go, oh wait,
Who for what?
yeah. Personnel.
John, yours
Personnel as
first.
well.
Yeah.
We don't need a big break for me.
Second.
Jody first, Jack second.
Who do you want to stay, who do you want to get out?
Amy,
Yes.
I'll get in
For
touch
me, I
with
just
you on
want
these
everybody
random
to
things
accept the
too,
council.
Mark.
Absolutely,
Absolutely.
yeah, let
I'm
me,
there.
yeah, because I mean, I'm going to doing, I'm doing
I don't care.
3 of them this week in Toronto, so absolutely let me know. We'll come and take a picture. Chief, when
I didn't hear, hey,